Right, YouTube. In this video, we are going to see how to create this duck hunter game using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. In case, first let me show you how does it works. Let me click on Start Game. So what we have to do is we have to target this bird. You can see the sound also shows up if I click on it. So once we properly click on the duck, you will see the blood spot, and along with that, our score gets increased. So this is what we are going to see how to create. So you can see the blood spot. The score is 4 now. So this is the 61st JavaScript project. In case you want to learn JavaScript from scratch, I would recommend you to start from episode 1 and reach till here, episode number 61. And if we talk about JavaScript game, this is the 10th JavaScript game which I have covered in the overall 61 project. So I'll leave the link of those projects in the description box. In case if you're interested, just feel free to get over it. So first thing, we are going to design this page. So as I said, these are the links for the JavaScript project and JavaScript game. Now the first thing, we are going to design the HTML. To do it, we need 3 files. We'll name it as demo.html file, CSS file, and JavaScript file. We'll be naming it as demo.html and then demo.css, and finally the script file demo.js. Cool. Now let me copy paste the HTML. The HTML code is very minimum. I'm not going to waste time on typing it. I'll just describe it what we have. I'm linking the CSS file, I'm linking the JS file, and we have a audio on the same folder. I'll leave this link, or I'll leave this folder in the GIF format in the description box. Download it and work along with me. So this is the music file, or you can see the audio file. I'm linking it on the footer, just above the body closes. And then we have a container. Inside the container we have a button. So this is the button I'm talking about, the start game button. You can see the text start game. And then we have the target. So you can see, let me start and show you. So the red target is this image, and then the duck.gif. So this is a duck. So this is the image, and again the black spot. You can see this is a black spot on the top left corner. So if I short it right, you will see the blood spot, and after a certain second it gets displayed none using the JavaScript. So I would recommend you to go through this HTML because it is very minimum that we are using in this particular project. So I would request you to note the class cursor, the class duck, and the class blood. Fine, let's get into the CSS part. So to start the CSS, what I am doing is I am removing the default added margin and padding, and let me open it for you, the HTML file. So this is the HTML. Let's first design the body. We will be adding the background image URL, and this is going to be stage.png. Refresh it. This is how it looks. We don't have to give background repeat or background size cover, because you know it is perfectly added. If you want, you can, it's zoomed in a bit. If you want, let's just zoom out. Background repeat, no repeat. Background size, contain, its cover, we want it to spread. Control Shift R, and then we can give, instead of cover we can give 100%. It will stretch the whole screen. Let's give the width height to the body, width of 100%, viewport width, height 100%, viewport height. viewport is the browser which we are talking about. Finally we need to add overflow hidden. Now let's refresh and show you. For a particular time, let's just hide the target icon, its cursor. We have given the dot class cursor, and then the blood display none, so that we can style the image, so the word and the start button. We have only one button, so we can directly target the button. Padding of 25 pixel, font size 20 pixel. Cool. If you want, you can add border radius 20 pixel. Position absolute. To have position absolute, first the container, here the container need to be position relative. We have given position absolute to the button. Let's continue. Top of 20%, left of 50%, and translate x minus 50%, because we have given left 50. Now it's at the center. I believe that's all for this. Now let's focus on the word. The same way, copy it, paste it. Now it's the word. The word we have given the class duck. Refresh it. The font size and padding is not going to work. The border radius is also not going to work. We can add 30, 50. Top 50 does not seem to work. So to make this work, we can again give the width and height to the container. Make sure to add colon, semicolon. Now instead of 50, we can give 20, 30. Cool. So this is how it looks while starting. You can decrease the size of the word or the duck. Height, let's say 150 pixel. Width of the duck, let's say 150 pixel. Alright, now let's focus on the target. We have given the class cursor to it, so let's focus on the cursor. We don't want this display none for now. Let's have the height and width as 150. Cool. If you want, you can make this even smaller. Alright. So it looks small. You can make this 130. Cool, 130 is right. Now we want to make this cursor, or we want to make this target follow our cursor. How are we going to do it? It's with simple JavaScript. We need to call window dot add event listener. If there is a mouse move, then call this function, this fuzzy e as a parameter. So before that, what do we want to move? We want to move the cursor. Document dot query selector. We have duck. Let me call all the elements here, so just to save our time. we have duck, we have cursor, it's a class, so we need to give period. So cursor, then we have blood, then we have audio, we can directly call audio, it's an HTML element. Then we have button, cool. So when there is a mouse move, we want to get the value of mouse on x-axis and on y-axis, and we want to pass this to cursor dot style dot left, since it's x-axis, so left. If it's y-axis, it's going to be top. On mouse move, let's see, window, mouse move, we have to give position to this, position absolute, to make this work. Let's check what is the mistake that we are doing. It's very simple mistake. We'd be getting the numeric value, we need to append this with pixel. You can see now it's properly following us. Let me close the inspect, and you can see it is following us, but it's not following the center. So as we did for the duck and for the button, we have to do this for the trick transform translate, not x, for both minus 50 on x-axis, comma minus 50 percentage y-axis. Refresh it. Now it would be at the center. Along with this, we want to add we want to make the blood also follow it. How are we going to do it? Copy paste, or simply give comma blood, so both of them will have the same CSS rule. We don't need this display none for now. Refresh it. So the blood spot is on the top. So let's do the same thing with JavaScript. Now it's blood. Refresh it. You can see the blood is also coming. So now when I click it, I want to show the blood. So how are we going to do it? Window.add event listener, click. When I click on the window, that means when I click on the browser screen, what need to be done? I want to show the blood. So by default it should be dot style, or you can simply call the blood dot style dot display equal to none. Refresh it. Now it's gone, and once I click on it, click on the screen, it should show for a certain time and then it should disappear. So set timeout. You can directly call this. So here function, and then after 1 second it should hide. Display none. While clicking on the window, it should show block. So after clicking, it should show, and then it should disappear after 1 second. Click, hide, click, hide, click, hide. If you want, you can add the bullet shot as well. Audio dot play. So on clicking on the window, you will get the sound as well. Cool, the audio also works. Now what we need to do is, we want to make this bird fly randomly. So before that, let me fix the CSS. So the bloodshot should come below the duck. So just to, we'll have cursor, we have duck, and we have blood. So the Z index, just for your understanding, I am writing this. Our cursor should have the topmost Z index, which is 3. If you remember, all three of them has the position absolute value. The Z index only works with the position absolute. So make sure don't miss the position absolute, or else this is not going to work. So the topmost is going to be the cursor, then should be the duck, then at the extreme below bottom it should be the blood. Refresh it, click, and now you can see the topmost is the cursor, or you can say the target, then duck, then below, and then below we have the blood spot. Now let's focus on moving the duck. It's very straightforward. We need two JavaScript variable which will hold the screen height. So how are we going to do? We'll use this offset width and offset height and store both the screen width and screen height into a variable, and with the sent interval function for every 1 second I want to create a random value. So rand left and rand top. So rand left is create a random number with random function math dot random, and it should multiply with the width of the screen. So we have stored it into a variable screen width, screen left, I believe it's width, subtracting the width of the duck is 150 pixel. The same way, screen height, it's random top. Now we would be getting a random value every 1 second, and we need to pass this left and top value to the duck. Duck dot style dot left is going to be rand left plus pixel. You need to concatenate it with pixel, or else it won't work. The same way, random top here, the style, let me refresh and check. Make sure to give position to the duck as well. Yes, position is there. Refresh this, let's see what is happening. On the console there is an error. Body is not defined. I made a mistake. You have to define the body. It's actually the body HTML element. Refresh it. You can see the bird is now getting the random top and random left value, and I want the duck to have transition. It should not hide and show, it should move. So transition all 1 second. Cool, it works. Now we need to check. When I click on the screen, where is the function I have written? When I click on the screen, so the click function should somewhere here. So when I click on the screen, I want to check if e dot target dot contains duck. If I click on the duck, then I want to increase the score, or let's say alert. We'll just say you caught the duck. Duck caught. Refresh it. If I click on the duck, if that doesn't work, let's check the inspect part. Let's make this low so that we can catch it. The random value 5 second. There seems to be a problem. You can see parameter 1 on demo.js line number 29. It's class list dot contain class list e dot target, the element which I have clicked. If it has a class, if the class is stuck, then show the alert. Now there it goes. Console. I'm not getting the alert. So let's check the e dot target. Console dot log e dot target. Refresh it. Click on the duck. I'm not getting any console. Okay, before let's face this over here. So getting the image with class cursor. So each time if I click, I'm just getting the cursor class. So we have to get into the CSS and get into the cursor part and just say pointer event none. So even if I click, it is not going to take into notice. You can see now, you see you got the duck. Click on the duck. Now you are properly able to get the duck. So remove the alert where we have given alert on the click, and get the score on the button. Where is the button? The button is over here. Button dot inner HTML equal to score, and we need to increase the score every second. It will be in the variable score. SCORE. Let's increase the score on every duck catched, duck caught. Score equal to 0 initializes. Get the duck. Score 0. Get the duck. get deduct. We're able to get deduct, but the score is not getting incremented. Why is that? It should be score plus plus. On each click, on each cart, we need to increase the score. 1, 2, 3, 4. That works. I need a space between the score. So I want to show the blood spot only when we caught the duck. So the place for having the blood spot is here. Just copy this to remove this and paste it above on the click. Refresh it. Click on duck. Click somewhere else. There seems to be a problem. So on the click, we don't need this cursor. So if we caught the duck, then have this at the top, and where is the set interval for the hiding part? Let me undo this. The blood should get automatically set timeout. Set timeout works here. Yeah, it's here. Just cut this whole section and paste it when the duck is caught. Click somewhere else. Not working. Click on the duck. Yeah, it works. But let's make this half a millisecond instead of 1 second. Click on the duck. Click on the duck. Somewhere else. The bloodshot is not showing up. If I click on the duck, the bloodshot shows up. So the final thing is, once I click on the start game, then everything should start work. So star button dot add event listener, which is click. Then what should happen? Then we need to start the game. That means we need to move this bird. Doesn't seems to work. That seems to be an error. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Yeah, the problem is this one. Function, then close the parenthesis. Now it will work. Now the whole thing should work only when the button is clicked. Now refresh it. Click on start. Now we got it. The duck should move now. Shot. So let's increase the difficulty by making the set interval 1 second for the. Now it is not going to move. Click on start. Two, 3, 4, not worked. Got it. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much for listening.